how's everybody doing today? I hope everyone had a really good day. And if you're here this early, thank you so much for coming by. I really appreciate it. Also, I hope you're in a spooky mood. Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Oh, kitty cow pillow this early. Oh. Good. Good. Kitty cow pillow will keep us all safe from the evil yokai. It you. Oh, I just realized chat is getting covered by the website. Oh no. I don't want to cover up the middle though. Maybe I'll just bring chat up a little bit more. At least. Yeah, let's do that. Ayo, what the on the left? Yeah. You scared yet? Okay. I moved chat up, so it should be fixed, should be fine. Originally I was gonna play a game called Alba today, but my wrist was hurting, so I'd rather just do this. It's more chill, laid back, and I won't damage my wrist further. So yeah. I'm so excited for Halloween this year. I'm already in a spooky mood. Cal and we've been seeing Halloween decorations like in stores already, so it's like, well, now I'm just so excited and I can't wait. Oh my goodness. Okay. I think let's go ahead and start reading about some yokai. Last time, I think the last time was when I read about yokai was my second stream ever. Oh my gosh, feels like so long ago. But we left off on Enma, King of Hell. So, this time we'll be continuing from where we left off, and now we are on Fukuro Mujina. Let me do that so I can scroll. Okay. Translation means bag badger. I put Rengar in his harness. He's being bad already. Oh my gosh. Thank you, honey. Okay. Its habitat is human inhabited areas. Appearance: Fukuro Mujina looks like Mujina, meaning badgers. However, this word sometimes refers to tanuki as well. Dressed in human clothes and makeup resembling ancient, noble women, a very large sack is slung over their shoulders. Origin: Mujina are known to be tricksters, dressing up in various human costumes and masquerading as people. However, because of this, yokai originally appears in a collection of Tsukumogami, it is likely that Fukuro Mujina are actually haunted bags, which take on the appearance of Mujina, rather than Mujina pretending to be humans. Oh. I gently opened the door, person on the left. Is that a kaldaki I see? It is! It's a cow body pillow. He's so cute. I love it, love it, love it so much. But hello, Var Morales. Hello, Lady Natsumiya. How are you both doing? So good to see you two. We are reading about yokai. Oh, Kitty Cow's gone. We're no longer protected from the yokai. You're alright? Well, that's good. I hope you're in a spooky mood. You're doing good? Great! I'm so happy to hear that. Right now, we are reading about Fukuro Mujina, which is translated to Bag Badger. Oh, there goes Nightbot again, yapping away. Okay. Let's get back to reading. Fukuro Mujina was invented by Toriyama Sekine and appears in his Hyaki Tsurezure Bukuro. However, it was based on illustrations from much older yokai picture scrolls. Sekine inserts a pun into his description of the Fukuro Mujina, referring to an old proverb, to price a badger in a hole. The meaning of this idiom is that it is difficult to estimate the value of something you do not yet possess. It is similar to the English phrase, to count your chickens before they are hatched. Huh? Interesting, interesting. So far this one seems pretty harmless. It's just people citing them and, being freaked out because they saw something scary. Okay, now let's read what it says in my book. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned yet in this stream. I have a book about Japanese yokai, and that's pretty much what I'm going off of. The order in which I read about the yokai. We did about, I don't know. I actually don't know how many I did before this. Let me go back to the references. We are on Fukuro Mujina, so we've done about like 10 or 15 before. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Thank you. Please enjoy your stay. Okay. Let's go ahead and read from the book. Another demon of the Tsukumogami. Oh. Congratulations on second. Tsukumogami, literally meaning tool spirit, is the Fukuro Mujina. The name, which literally means badger bag, derives from the extra large bag that is carried by a humanoid badger. The badger, which has long black hair, is dressed like a woman in a kimono, sometimes of several layers, and wears straw sandals. It walks upright. Since the Fukuro Mujina usually appears during the night, it can also carry a lantern in its hand, in addition to the bag over its shoulder. Wow. Sakine notes that a badger is an allegory for uncertainty, because a hunter cannot assess the value of a badger as long as it is hidden in its den. The same applies to a Fukuro Mujina, and thus hunters have to blindly accept what is in the bag. Sakine concludes that this is his interpretation, and there are no other sources passed down that would shed more light on the nature of a Fukuro Mujina. Oh, okay. since the main focus of Tsukumogami type demons is an animated tool or utensil, the emphasis here is on the bag, not the badger, and hence it is called a badger bag, not a bag badger. Well, that's interesting because the website says bag badger. Very interesting. Okay. That was a good first one. Not too bad. Not the scariest thing we've seen, but next up we have Furaribi. Furaribi? Let me see if it's on the website. Furaribi. Yay! There it is. Okay. This is its picture. Furaribi. It looks kind of silly in the picture. It looks much more scary in the book. Okay. Its name, translated to English, means aimless fire. Alternate names are Buraribi and Sayuribi. Its habitat is riverbanks, and it has no diet. None. Appearance. Furaribi is a small flying creature wreathed in flames. It appears late at night near riverbanks. It has the body of a bird, and its face is somewhat dog-like. It is a type of Hinotama, or fireball yokai. It does very little except for float about aimlessly, which is how it got its name. Origin. Furaribi are created from the remains of a soul which has not properly passed on to the next life. This is most often due to not receiving proper ceremonial services after dying. In Japan, there are a number of important ceremonies performed at fixed intervals which occur for many years after someone's death. Missing even one of these could cause a soul to become lost and be unable to rest. Furarubi is one of these lost souls. Legends. In the late 16th century, Toyama was ruled by a samurai named Sasa Narimasa. Narimasa kept a very beautiful concubine named Sayuri in his household. Sayuri was not well liked by the female servants and other women in Sasa Narimasa's household. They were jealous of her beauty. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Rengar's giving me the nastiest death glare. Oh no. I wish he would just be good for one stream. Just one. It's okay. I love him. Where was I? Oh, they were jealous of her beauty and of Narimasa's love for her. One day, these women conspired against Sayuri and started a rumor that she had been unfaithful to Narimasa. Oh, yokai? Like Yokai Watch? Yes, but no. I've never seen or, it's a game, right? Yokai? Yokai Watch? I've never played. But Kalkoro here has, I think. Hello, I'm Spawns. Hello, nice to meet you. Please enjoy your stay. Yokai Watch is kind of like Pokemon. Oh. I remember you played played some game. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Or no, that was Digimon, I think. um, and I'm here today to talk about insert sponsorship here. Oh my. I haven't touched Yokai Watch on stream before. I thought about it though. Oh, hey, you should. If it's like Pokemon, then that's cool. I would enjoy watching that. Okay. Oh, but welcome in, Chris. We are currently reading about Furaribi, which is translated to aimless fire. Okay. Let me know if the rain gets too loud, please. Or if it's too quiet. One day these women conspired against Sayuri and started a rumor that she had been unfaithful to Narimasa with one of his own men. Narimasa flew into a fit of jealous rage, murdered Sayuri, and then took her body down to the Jinzu River. He hung her corpse from a tree and proceeded to carve it into pieces with his sword. Then he captured Sayuri's entire extended family, 18 people in all, and executed them in the same manner. Afterwards, their tortured souls aimlessly wandered the riverbanks every night as Furaribi. It is said if you go down to the riverside and call out, Sayuri, Sayuri, late at night, the floating severed head of a woman will appear, pulling and tearing at her hair in a vengeful fury. As for Sasa Narimasa, he was later defeated by Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Some have attributed his death, or his defeat by Hideyoshi, to the vengeful curse of Sayuri's ghost. Oh my. If Crash Bandicoot came through my window right now, I would do devious things to him. Nani? Wow. Nani? Skeleton, to be honest. I mean, things were crazy back then. He executed 18 people, or maybe 19, if that's including her. Oh my gosh. This guy was crazy. Anyways. Let's read about Furaribi in the book. Some demon picture hand scrolls. Oh. Thank you so much for the follow, Chris. Please enjoy your stay. You has to earn my follow. Aw, thank you. If you have a certain yokai that you'd like me to read about, please go ahead and leave the name. I'd be more than happy to read about it. And some demon picture hand scrolls, also known as Bakemono Zukushi, they feature the Furaribi, literally meaning slowly swaying fire, a fire demon about which very little is known. Because of its name, it is assumed that the Furaribi represents the spirits of the deceased, who wander around because they did not receive a proper funeral. Read the Book of Bill. Book of Bill. Do you think it'd be on this website? Does it have any other name? I'll look for it when I finish reading this one. Both the illustrated scroll of a mysterious horde by Sawaki Sushi from 1737 at the Fukuoka Art Museum and pictures of monsters in the collection of Harold B. Lee Library Brigham Young University show the Furaribi as an egret-like bird with a dog-like face that spits fire and is enveloped in rays of fire, all drawn in shades of red and orange. It's somewhat different since the face more closely resembles the Garuda in Hindu mythology. In Toriyama Sekin's illustration. Oh, look it up on Google. Sure. Sure thing. Oh. Bill Cipher from Gravity Falls. Oh my. I love Gravity Falls. I feel like the rain's getting loud. I don't know. I don't think it's too loud. I hope. Just loud for me, so I'm turning it down. I'll be watching it. Okay, let me see. Where can I read it? I see videos, but I'm looking for a website. Spoopy background, yeah, spooky, spooky. Coffee? Coffee. Is that a website? So I missed it earlier because I was wrangling Rengar. Who's that on the left? Hanging or the shadow? A friend. Yes, a friend. It's Sayuri. Don't you know? We just read about Sayuri getting hung and, dismembered. Yeah, the one that's hanging? I don't know. Meta Nights on Coffee. The shadow in the back kind of... no. Hello, Gato. How are you doing? Oh, it's such a cute emote. You sleeping? Okay, good night. Whoa. Halloween mood? Yeah. I'm so hyped for Halloween. Ever since we saw Halloween decorations in stores already, it's like, oh my gosh, I just can't wait now. I'm so ready. Still struggling to find the Book of Bill. Is that Goku? Oh my gosh. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Okay, since I'm really struggling to find where to read about the Book of Bill, and technically it's not a yokai, I'm gonna have to skip it. But if you have any other recommendations, please let me know. Okay. Okay, and that was all for Furaribi. Let's go and see the next one. Bill may as well be a yokai, not gonna lie. Honestly, if Bill was based like in Japan, then yeah, I think it would be considered yokai. I request Jibanyan lore? Eh? Jibanyan? No results. Is it a yokai? Is Jibanyan a yokai? Let me see my book. I don't think he'll be in your book. Oh, okay. Well, hello there. Hi, Skywalker. How are you doing? So good to see you again. Okay. Let me look for Jibanyan lore. Isn't Jibanyan a Nekomata? Oh, a cat. It's cute. You said lore? Okay. Let's read the lore. Excuse me. I think I know a guy. Been a bit busy. School's starting soon, so getting ready for college again. Oh. Hey, you're gonna do great. Just do your best, and everything will be okay. But don't forget to give yourself time to rest and relax. Because if you don't, then that's the quickest way to burn out. Oh my gosh. Chris, are you okay? Are you good? Oh my. Okay. I found a wiki. And I'm wondering if that's gonna be good enough for lore, though. Let me look one more time. Can I summon Luigi with the Ouija board? A Waluigi board, oh my gosh. Okay, let's just read the wiki. I think the wiki be good. Good reading source. Okay. Okay. Let that load. Eh? Oh. I see. Okay. And here we are. It's Jibanyan. Hello, it's so cute. Oh my goodness. Okay. So round. Yeah. How cute. Alright, let's read. Jibanyan is one of the two, I don't know how to say that word, deuteragonists, alongside Whisper, of the Yokai Watch series. attribute yokai of the charming tribe introduced in Yokai Watch. From Yokai Watch, Wikipedia, Kiwami. Oh, it's just saying where it's from. Okay. From Yokai Watch to Yokai Watch 3, Jibanyan evolves into Thornyan when fused with Cough, or Barinyan when fused with Ruff Raff. And in Yokai Watch Wibble Wobble, he can evolve into Jibanyan S when fused with Jibanyan A. Sounds so cute. Look up B3 through NK1 versus... Oh wait, that's its name. Versus Robonyan after this? Okay, I will. He is one of the yokai required to unlock Shogunyan. Whoa, cool. Jibanyan is popularly known as one of the mascots of the Yokai Watch franchise, as well as being the mascot of Yokai Watch. Okay. Have you realized this was an elaborate plan to get you to keep saying Nyan yet? I did not. I did not realize that. Thank you so much for the follow. Please enjoy your stay. I don't see any actual lore though. Just, what happens in the anime, in the manga, and in the game. I don't see actual lore. I'm sorry. So sorry, honey. She tries to get me to say Nyan all the time. I do not. It's okay, close enough, thank you. Oh yeah, you're welcome. I'm still sorry though. Maybe another day I will do intense research and then I will read it on the next yokai reading. Okay. The next one we have up is Gagoze or Gago. Let's try Gago. Lady Gago. There it is. Oh, it looks so scary. Oh. Well. Thank you, honey. I have my kitty cow pillow again. Alright, let's get a good look at this picture. This is Gagoze. Oh my goodness. Okay. I'll leave it up while I read. Okay. You seem like you would enjoy a hat in time. What's that? Sounds like an anime. If it is, then yeah, I probably would enjoy. Look it up. I sure will. After stream. Translation: none. It's named for the temple which he haunted. Alternate names are Gangoji no Oni, Gagoji, Guwagoze, Gango, and Gango without the accent mark above the O. His diet is children. I'm glad I'm not a kid anymore. Okay. Appearance: Gagoze is a Reiki, or demon ghost, who haunted the temple of Gangoji many centuries ago. He appears as a hideous demon dressed in monk's robes, crawling about on all fours. His legend is preserved at Gangoji, which was founded in the year 593 by Soga no Umako. Legends. Long ago in Owari province, during the time of Emperor Bidatsu, a thunder god fell out of the sky in bolt of lightning. A peasant investigated the spot where the bolt struck and discovered the thunder god in the form of a young boy. The peasant raised his cane with the intention to kill the creature, but the god pleaded to spare his life. The thunder god promised to give the peasant and his wife a young boy as strong as a god if the peasant would help him. The peasant agreed and helped the thunder god to build a boat which allowed him to return to heaven. Shortly after, the peasant and his wife had a child. Just as promised, the child was as strong as a thunder god. As the boy grew, he became renowned far and wide for his superhuman strength. By the time he turned 10, he had grown so powerful and boastful that he challenged a prince to a contest of strength and won. This attracted attention of the imperial court, and the boy was apprenticed, I can't talk, to Gangoji. Shortly after he joined Gangoji, the temple's young apprentices began dying strange deaths, one by one. Every morning, the fresh corpse of one of the boys would be found by the temple's bell tower. The monks decided that an evil spirit was infiltrating the temple at night and committing the murders. The peasant's son resolved to solve the mystery. He volunteered to catch whatever was killing the boys. That night, the boy placed covered lanterns in the four corners of the bell tower. He instructed an older monk to wait by the lanterns and uncover them once he grabbed the evil spirit. Excuse me. The boy waited by the bell tower. At midnight, a hunched creature came crawling towards the tower. It saw the boy, however, and ran away. A few hours later, hunger got the better of the creature and it slinked back. The boy sprang and caught it by the hair, but the monk was too scared to uncover the lanterns. Summoning his superhuman strength, the boy dragged the creature to each corner of the tower and uncovered the lights. In the lamplight, he could see that the creature was a Reiki, the ghost of an Oni. The Reiki pulled back so hard that it ripped off its own scalp. Once free, it scampered away into the darkness, leaving its hair in the boy's hand. When morning came, the priests followed the bloody trail left by the creature. They found the grave of a lazy, wicked servant formerly employed by the temple. The servant's spirit had transformed into the demon ghost that was responsible for the murders. After that, the Reiki never returned to the temple again. The monster's scalp became one of the holy treasures of Gangoji. The boy became famous far and wide. He used his superhuman strength to irrigate the temple's fields, and eventually took the name Dojo, and became a splendid priest. After he died, he was enshrined as one of the gods of Gangoji. Well, that was a good ending. But rest in peace, all the kids that died, unfortunately. My. I wonder if in the book it'll explain more about that servant in life before he became that evil demon spirit. Okay. Let's read from the book now. to Heian period texts, the record of strange ghostly happenings in Japan, and the literary essence of our court, report of a demon that inhabited the bell tower of Gangoji Temple in Nara Prefecture during the Asuka period. The demon was named after this temple, but the pronunciation of the characters was altered to Gagoze and Gago, among others. Gagoze crawls across the ground wearing a simple robe that covers his head, leaving only his face and hands visible. It is said that he emerged almost every night to kill a child attendant at the temple. The story goes that a boy with superhuman strength who was given to a farmer by the thunder god, Raijin, as a token of his gratitude, was apprenticed at the temple to become a monk. He set out to catch the demon. When he finally caught it, he dragged it along by its hair until all the hair had fallen out and the demon ran away. His bloodstains led to the grave of a rascally manservant who had worked at the temple and must have turned into a demon. Gagoze's hair was enshrined at the temple and the demon never appeared again. Interesting. It didn't go further into detail about the servant. Well, that was all for Gagoze. Next up, we have Gaikotsu, also known as skeletons. You're kidding. What if I just type in skeleton? That is a giant crab lobster thing. I'm not seeing skeletons. That's a giant frog. That's not a skeleton. Oh, I wonder if it's this one. Gasha Dokuro? Probably not. It's so large. I'm not seeing any alternate names. Let me see. Let's try Dokuro. I wonder if it's gonna show that big one again. Oops. It's not the same, but let's just look and see. Giant skull. No. This one maybe? Staring contest? No, I don't think that's it. Well, I'll just leave this much up and read from the book. Because all it is skeletons. Okay, let's see. Human skeletons and skulls are popular motifs in Japanese visual arts. One second. Okay. Like normal humans, skeletons and skulls can interact with each other or with humans and can appear alone or in hordes. Toriyama Sakine included a skeleton in his book of illustrations of another demon horde from past and present, along with a poem by the Buddhist monk Kiun, who was considered one of the 4 greatest poets of his time. Kiun's skeleton ode was published in 1689 in the Anthology, a collection of leaves gathered in Japan, and suggests reflecting and thinking about what is in the heart whenever one sees or hears something of or someone. Skeletons in motion were a particularly admired theme for which an artist needed great technical skill. Uragawa Tokokuni's illustration in the novel Biography of the Loyal Uto Yasukagata from 1806 of the courageous warrior Oyataru Mitsuguni sitting on a veranda watching battling skeletons was adapted by Tsukioka Yoshitoshi almost 60 years later when he portrayed Mitsuguni for his series 100 Stories from Japan. Yoshitoshi's contemporary, Kawanabe Kyosai, featured an army of skeletons, one wearing a suit of armor. Two extensive comical studies of skeletons are provided by Kyosai in his book, Kyosai's Random Sketches, from 1881. One shows them in groups of up to 7 during evening activities where they are partying, drinking, smoking, and playing games or music. The other offers depictions of 1 or 2 skeletons striking poses such as bending, stretching, doing acrobatics like balancing on one leg, and standing or sitting on each other. Skeletons frequently appear in portraits of Jikoku Dayu, the Hell courtesan, when she dreams of hell, as well as in other depictions of hell. Oh, interesting. Well, I guess that was it. That was it for all Gaikotsu, translated to skeletons. I mean, alright. I'm interested in these, honestly. Let's read about these two, because they're skeleton related, so why not? Not in the book, but let's read from the website. This one is named Gasha Dokuro, translated to onomatopoeic and rattling skull. Alternate names: Odokuro, which means giant skull. Its habitat is any, usually found near mass graves or battlegrounds. Diet: none, but enjoys eating humans anyway. Wow, thanks. Okay. Appearance: Gashadokuro are skeletal giants which wander around the countryside in the darkest hours of the night. Their teeth chatter and bones rattle with the gachi-gachi sound of this yokai's namesake. But they are not always noisy. If they should happen upon a human out late on the roads, the Gashadokuro will silently creep up and catch their victims, crushing them in their hands or biting off their head. Origin: soldiers whose bodies rot in the fields and victims of famine who die unknown in the wilderness rarely receive proper funerary rites. Unable to pass on, their souls are reborn as ghosts, longing eternally for that which they once had. These people die with anger and pain in their hearts. That energy remains long after their flesh has rotted from their bones. Thank you so much for the follow. Please enjoy your stay. That energy remains long after their flesh has rotted from their bones. As their bodies decay, their anger ferments into a grudge against the living, which twists them into a supernatural force. When the bones of hundreds of victims gather together into one mass, they form the humongous skeletal monster known as the Gasha Dokuro. Oh my goodness. Too large and powerful to be killed, Gasha Dokuro maintain their existence until the energy and malice stored up in their bodies has completely burned out. However, because of the large amount of dead bodies required to form a single one, these abominations are rarer today than they were in the past, when wars and famine were a part of everyday life. Legends. The earliest record of a Gashidokuro goes back over 1,000 years to a bloody rebellion against the central government by a samurai named Taira no Masakado. His daughter Takayasha Hime was a famous sorceress. When Masako was eventually killed for his revolt, his daughter continued his cause. Using her black magic, she summoned a great skeleton from the bodies of dead soldiers to attack the city of Kyoto. Her monster is depicted in a famous print by Utagawa Kuniyoshi. I think that was in the book. I think. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, now let's read about Mekurabe. Mekurabe is translated to staring contest. Oh gosh, I would lose. Lucky. Alternate names. Dokuro no Kai. The phenomenon of skulls. Appearance. Mekurabe are giant mounds of skulls and severed heads which stare at people. They begin as masses of individual skulls, which roll around and around. Eventually, they clump together and form into a massive skull-shaped mound. Hi, Butterbean! Interactions. Mekurabe are only known for doing one thing, staring at people. If you win the staring contest, the skulls will vanish without a trace. If you lose the staring contest, what happens next is not recorded. Oh, okay. I think we know what that means. Origin. Mekurabe are famously described in the tale of the Heiki. Their name was invented later during the Edo period, and Mekurabe appears in Toriyama Sekin's Konjaku Hyaki Shui. Legends. Taira no Kiyomori, the young general who had just recently conquered all of Japan, stepped out into his garden one morning to see an uncountable number of skulls rolling about, glaring at him. The surprised Kiyomori called for his guards, but nobody heard him. Hi, Bee. Hello, hello. How are you doing? It's so good to see you here. As Kiyomori watched, the skulls began to gather together in the middle of the garden. They clumped together, rolling up on top of each other, and formed a single giant mass. The pile of skulls was shaped like an enormous skull close to 45 meters in size. The mass of skulls glared at Kiyomori out of its countless eye sockets. Kiyomori took a breath and steadied himself. He glared back at the skulls with all of his resolve. Finally, the massive skulls crumbled apart. The skulls melted like a snowflake in the sun and vanished without a trace. Oh, okay. Glad that I finally managed to catch one of your streams. Aw, thank you so much, Bee. I'm really happy that you're here. So happy. We are reading about yokai. Originally we started off with Gaikatsu. Oh gosh, ads just started. Please lower your volume. Yeah, we started with Gaikatsu, just basically translate to skeletons, and it wasn't appearing here, but these two were Gashadokuro and Nakurabe. So I just went ahead and read these as well. Ooh, yeah, I think it's really cool and interesting. And I kind of understand why they didn't have just the normal standalone skeletons, because when I was reading in my book, there wasn't a whole lot like crazy about them. Just, skeletons reanimated. I mean, whatever. But these two were menaces, so I understand why they would rather include these and not just normal skeletons. Mm. Let's see what's next. What else could skeletons do but reanimate? Yeah. Mm, I mean, in here, this giant skeleton, um, it's formed, like it also be spooky and scary. This giant one forms from like a large amount of people dying without like a funeral. So like say in a war or a genocide or something like that. That's how the Gasha Dokuro would spawn basically. I don't know a better word. Um, it needs so much energy to be summoned. And the Mekurabe just kind of forms, I guess. Like this guy was just minding his own business in his garden, and then a bunch of skulls on the ground like rolled together to form this giant skull, and had a staring contest with it. And the guy won, so this giant skull just, crumbled away. But if he didn't win, it probably would have killed him. As if reanimating doesn't already make them spooky, scary skeletons. Oh my god, Mecha Skull? Yeah, basically. Oh goodness. Alright, next up we have Gubin, which translates to dog pot. Interesting. Oh no, it's not here either. Let me read it real quick in the book and see if it's worth reading. That's sending shivers down my spine. That guard must be very good at guarding. One of these rare demons is the Gubin, which is colorfully portrayed with angel-like wings, a feather and leopard pelt's ruff, and a red face. Holding a feather fan in his hands, the Gubin is pictured standing on clouds or maybe steam, given its presumed nature, because it is meant to be a hybrid between a Tengu and an earthenware teapot. Hmm. Kyoden states in his text that this creature is nothing ordinary. This is not a teapot, but a Gubin. The painter of the Minneapolis hand scroll seems to have been somewhat unsure as he offered both names in the ascribed label. Well, I guess it's just a teapot that has a face. It doesn't seem that scary. I guess that's why it's not on the website. That's fine though. That's okay. Well, next up then we have Hakuzosu. Oh, It's kind of cute. Reminds me of Little Red Riding Hood from just the picture. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Hakuzosu. I'm on mobile. I can't. Oh, I'm on mobile, so I can't really see it, but I trust your eyes. Okay. Thank you. I will read this as best as I can. Okay. Hakuzosu. Translation: a priest's name. Literally, meaning white storehouse keeper. Oh, you mean with it looking like the wolf from Red Riding Hood? Just the picture, it reminds me of when the wolf is dressed up as Granny. Oh my goodness. Okay. Autocorrect putting random periods in my sentences for some reason. Wah. Wah. It's so rude. I think it does that to me too if I accidentally double tap the spacebar. It's so random, but I get it. It kind of makes sense. Okay, appearance. Hakuzosu is the name of a monk as well as the kitsune. Oh, it's not a wolf, it's a kitsune, who transformed into the priest and stole his identity. The story has been adapted many times over the centuries, with the names, places, and other details changing across different adaptations. I'm gonna butcher this. Ihan Hyaku Monogatari places the story in Yamanashi Prefecture, at the base of Mount Atago. The Kyogen theater piece Tsuri Kitsune is based on a 14th century version of this story from Shorinji, a temple in Sakai, Osaka. Okay. Legends. Long ago lived a trapper named Yasaku. He made his living by trapping foxes and selling their pelts in the marketplace. An old silver-furred kitsune lived in the mountains where Yasaku worked. He had lost his friends and family members one by one to Yasaku's traps, until only he remained. He decided he would teach the trapper a lesson. The kitsune knew that Yasaku's uncle was a monk named Hakuzosu. The kitsune disguised himself as Hakuzosu and paid Yasaku a visit. He scolded him for hunting foxes, preaching the Buddhist precept that killing any living being is a grave sin. He referenced the story of Talamo no Mei, whose sins caused her to be transformed into a boulder as a punishment. Oh my gosh, a boulder. He even gave Yasaku some money in exchange for the rest of his snares. Finally, Yasaku promised to stop killing foxes. Pleased with his success, the kitsune skipped back into the forest. However, the money was not enough to support Yasaku's lifestyle. He quickly spent all that the kitsune had given him. He decided to travel to his uncle's temple to ask for more money. The old kitsune discovered Yasaku's plan and realized that his deception would be discovered. He went to the temple ahead of Yasaku and located Hakuzosu. He lured Hakuzosu away from the safety of the temple and devoured him. The kitsune once again disguised himself as the old monk. When Yasaku arrived to ask for money, the kitsune disguised as Hakuzosu scolded him and sent him away empty-handed. For the next 50 years, the kitsune lived at the temple disguised as Hakuzosu and faithfully performed the old monk's duties. One day, a deer hunt took place at a nearby farm. Many people traveled to the farm to witness the hunt. Hakuzosu, the kitsune, went to spectate as well. At the farm, two dogs belonging to a samurai sensed the kitsune's true identity. They leaped upon Hakuzosu and ripped him to pieces. When the dogs were finally called off of the old monk, the torn body of an old silver-furred kitsune was discovered, and Hakuzosu's true form was exposed. The villagers, fearing that the kitsune's spirit would return and curse them, buried the body in the shade of a nearby mountain and erected a small shrine over it. Wow. I mean, other than the kitsune killing the old monk and pretending to be him, I don't think it was that bad. I mean, he was just trying to make the trapper stop killing foxes. So, I mean, I get it. I feel like it had a good purpose. But yeah. I liked that one. That one was good. Okay, now let's read about it in the book. According to legend, in 1381, a Buddhist monk by the name of Hakuzosu lived at the Shorinji Temple in today's Osaka Prefecture. Hakuzosu was also a believer in Inari Daimyojin, the Shinto deity kami of fertility, agriculture, rice, foxes, etc. One day, in a bamboo grove, Hakuzosu encountered a white fox that had lost a leg. He took it home to care for it. The fox turned out to be spiritual and could foretell luck as well as prevent theft. The descendants of the fox were also three-legged. Hakuzosu's nephew was an active hunter, and the fox was afraid of him. The fox disguised himself as Hakuzosu and visited the nephew to evoke remorse in him for his murderous crimes. The nephew, however, noticed that it was the fox masquerading as Hakuzosu, and he used a mouse as bait and caught the fox. Nightbot has been bonked. Well, slightly different story in the book where the monk does not get killed. It's interesting. Very interesting, the different depictions that there are. Okay. Up next, we have Hanya, translated to demoness. Hanya. Nope. Okay. What if I just type in wait, what about Prajna? Nope. Not that one either. Demoness. Well, that's a long name. Let me see if it's mentioned in the book. Oh, I spelled it wrong. I wonder if it'll pop up if I spell it right. Well, maybe. Possibly. Oh wait, yes, this is it. Yay! It really said it didn't pop up anything because I put a apostrophe like in the book. So silly, so silly. Okay. Hanya. Translation: wisdom, specifically the Buddhist concept of perfect wisdom. Appearance: Hanya refers to demons or oni, more specifically to female demons called Kijo, even more specifically to those Kijo which appear in no theater. They were once human women who were consumed by jealousy and transformed into demonesses. The name Hanya also refers to a specific type of demon mask used in no theater. Excuse me. There are 3 grades of Hanya: Namanari, Chunari, and Honnari. Namanari Hanya are Kijo that still resemble human women. They have small horns and use dark magic to perform their evil deeds, such as summoning Ikiryo to attack their enemies. They are not completely evil. There remains a chance for these beginner demons to return to humanity. Chunari Hanya are mid-level demons. They have long, sharp horns, tusk-like fangs, and more powerful magic. However, they are still vulnerable to Buddhist prayers. Honari Hanya are true demons, and the most powerful of the 3. They have serpentine bodies and breathe fire. Honari Hanya have embraced their jealousy so deeply that there is no calming their fury. Hanya originate from the Sanskrit term for wisdom. Oh gosh, I can't say that word. Specifically, Prajnaparamita, the highest form of Buddhist wisdom which leads to enlightenment. The juxtaposition of the highest form of wisdom in creatures who represent direct opposition to that wisdom comes from the use of the Hanya mask in No. In the play Aoi no Ue, a Shugenja, an ascetic mystic, exorcises the spirit of the Hanya Lady Rokujo from Lady Aoi. As it is driven away, the evil spirit cries out, "Oh, how horrible! The voice of wisdom is like a demon." Since then, demon masks and wisdom have been associated with each other. The 3 most famous Hanya from Japanese literature are Lady Rokujo from Aoi no Ue, Kurozuka from Kurozuka, and Kiyohime from Dojoji. Oh, okay, cool. Let me drink some water. Reading so much. Oh, better. Okay. Let's read from the book. Prajna is Sanskrit for a Buddhist term that is often translated as wisdom, meaning the knowledge and understanding of the true nature of things. The Japanese word for prajna is hanya, which is also used to describe a female demon. The Hanya Kyo or Prajna Paramita is a collection of aphorisms, sutra, on the perfection of wisdom that dates to the 1st century BCE. The use of hanya for a demoness is connected to the No theater, which is performed by actors wearing wooden masks. In No, there are no specific masks for each character, but rather types of masks which convey a specific meaning and feeling. The mask, called hanya, is used for the roles of demonic women who harbor jealousy and resentment. The characteristics... Oh, you know what? I should scroll up so that we can still see the picture. There we go. The characteristics of the hanya mask are 2 sharp pointed horns, metallic eyes, and an open smirking mouth. It is unclear how hanya came to be used as the term for a demoness, but there are several theories. One states that the first hanya mask was created by a Buddhist monk named Hanya. Another explains that the artist who carved such a mask needs a great deal of knowledge about the role of the demoness in order to create it. A third says that the name is derived from the play Aoi no Ue, which is based on the character of Lady Aoi in the novel The Tale of Genji. Lady Aoi is possessed by the evil spirit of the jealous Lady Rokujo, and Aoi reads the Hanya Kyo as a rite to expel the demon. Toriyama Sekine refers to this in the text that accompanies the Hanya entry in his book, Illustrations of Another Demon Horde from Past and Present. Arguably, the most memorable depiction of hanya was designed by Katsushika Hokusai for his series 100 Stories. Portrays a hanya with a big grin on her face while she points at the severed head of an infant she is holding up. The historical epic chronicle of Great Peace from the late 14th century includes a story about Lord Omori Hikoshichi Morinaga, a great warrior and military commander. One evening he comes across a beautiful woman and offers to carry her over a stream. Shortly before reaching the other side, he sees her reflection in the water and realizes she is a demoness. He manages to kill her before she kills him. Oh wow. Cats, what do you think goes well with red for women clothing? Red. I would say black. Black goes with anything. Sometimes I like how purple looks with red. You're asking about other colors, right? I don't know. Black, purple, white. White goes good, I think. Maybe yellow or like a gold kind of color. All of those sound nice in my head. I could be wrong though. Okay. Let's see who's next. Hee hee. Hi hi. Hee hee. Oh, there it is. There's hee hee. Okay. Translation: none. It's based on the Chinese name for the same creature. Habitat is deep in the mountains. Diet: carnivorous. Appearance: the hee-hee is a large monkey-like beast which lives deep in the mountains. It has long black hair and a wide mouth with long flapping lips. Old legends say that a monkey which reaches a very old age will transform into a hee-hee. Behavior: He can run very fast and primarily feed on wild animals such as boars, battering them down and snatching them up just as a bird of prey snatches up small animals. The hee gets its name from the sound of its laugh. When it sees a human, it can't help but burst into laughter, letting out a loud hee 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 hee. When it laughs, its long lips curl upwards and completely cover its eyes. Interactions. While hee primarily feed on wild beasts, they will also prey on humans if given the opportunity. They are known to catch and run off with human women in particular. If a hee catches a human, there is only one way to escape, by making it laugh. While it is laughing and blinded by its own lips, it can be taken down by striking it in the middle of the forehead with a sharp spike. Hee are sometimes confused with other monkey-like yokai that live in the mountains, such as Yamawaro and Satori. The hee is much bigger, more violent, and far more dangerous than these. Some stories say that, like Satori, hee have the ability to speak human words and read human hearts and thoughts. They are valued for their blood, which is a vivid, bright red. If used as a dye, the bright red color will never fade or run. If drunk, the imbiber is said to gain the ability to see demons and spirits. Origin. The hee's origins lie in the ancient Chinese mythology, where it was believed to be a supernatural monkey that lived in the mountains. It was brought over to Japan by folklorists during the Middle Ages. In modern Japanese, hee is the word for baboon, which takes its name from its resemblance to this yokai. Interesting. Now the book. In Chinese and Japanese, the characters for hee mean baboon, but in Japanese folklore, a hee is a large ape-like monster. It is said that any old monkey can become a hee. They live in the mountains and have supernatural strength. They are dangerous and can kidnap and kill humans. In the book, illustrations of another demon horde from past and present, Toriyama Sakine included a hee that kills a wild boar to feast on it. Stories exist that a hee was caught in 1683 in Ichigo, today's Niigata prefecture, that was 4.75 feet tall, and one in Izu, today's Shizuoka prefecture, that was 7.75 feet tall. Wow. That's scary. Oh, the next page was nothing but pictures. Okay. The military commander Higuchi Kanemitsu, one of the four heavenly kings of the general Minamoto Yoshinaka, is said to have battled a hee in the Kiso Mountains, also called the Central Alps. He chased after it. Uragawa Yoshitsuya reconstructed the scene in a dramatic composition showing the white monster with a red face on the left, with 3 men of the hunting party that it had already killed. Kanemitsu is standing on the right, facing a strong wind, about to pierce or throw a bamboo pole at the monster. Behind him are Yoshinaka with the other 3 Shiteno, Imae Kanehira, Nenoi Oyata, Yuki Chika, and Tezuka Taro Mitsumori. Iwami Jutaro Kanesuke, who is only known from legends and is believed to have been modeled after the military commander Susukeda Kanesuke, is said to have encountered and killed a hee. Tsukioka Yoshitoshi created a chilling picture of a hihi presiding over the nightly killing of a young woman by his demonic henchman. She is the human sacrifice given by villagers. The Sumiyoshi Shrine in Nozato, Osaka, has a tradition to honor the Kanesuke for saving the village from having to sacrifice a girl to a hihi every year on the 20th day of the first lunar month. Oh my goodness. So scary. Okay. What is next? What is next? Hitodama. Excuse me. This is translated to human soul. Excuse me. Hitodama, human soul. Its habitat is graveyards and near the recently deceased. Its diet is none. Appearance. Hitodama are the visible souls of humans detached from their host bodies. They appear as red, orange, or blue-white orbs and float about slowly not too far from the ground. Behavior. On warm summer nights, these strange glowing orbs can be seen floating around graveyards, funeral parlors, or the houses where people have recently died. Most often they are seen just before or after the moment of death, when the soul leaves the body to return to the ether. It is most common to see them at night, though they occasionally appear during the daytime. Rarely, Hitodama materialize when a person loses consciousness, floating outside the body, only to return when the person regains consciousness. Hitodama are harmless, and it is important not to confuse them with other potentially deadly fireball yokai. Hitodama can be distinguished from other Hinotama by the distinctive tails of light which trail behind them. Hello, Lime. You tried to bonk me. How are you doing? We are reading about yokai. I'm gonna drink some more water. Reading a lot makes my mouth very dry. But yes, I hope you are in a spooky mood tonight. Okay, let's go ahead and read from the book. Japan's oldest poetry anthology, The Collection of 10,000 Leaves, which dates from the 8th century, makes mention of Hitodama. The Hitodama illustrated in the hand scroll, A Collection of Monsters, at the Minneapolis Institute of Art is written as human jewel, but retains the same pronunciation. Considered to be souls detached from their bodies, Hitodama are commonly seen at nighttime, but also sometimes during the day. They have either a short or long tail and fly at low elevations. They are blue, orange, or red in color. Sometimes they are shown as orbs, while the Minneapolis hand scroll and others depict them as balls of fire flying through the air. Considered common spooks in Japanese folklore and in the arts, Hitodama can appear in the company of ghosts and demons or observed floating through cemeteries. Sakine noted that after seeing a Hitodama, one should perform the rite of a soul summoning in order to reinforce one's life force. Interesting.
We've been trying to contact you regarding your car's extended
Hello, Lulu. How are you doing? So good to see you. Oh. Thank you so much for the hydrate routine. Good. How are you, girl? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. And I'm so glad that you're doing good. Um, they're like the Willow the Wisp we saw in Brave. Yeah. I think they're exactly like that. Maybe not exactly, but very, very similar. But yes, welcome in. I hope you're in a spooky, spooky, spooky mood because we're reading about yokai. We just finished Hitodama, which is basically the human soul. Oh, yes, I love spookies. Good. I'm so happy. Okay, let's go to the next one then. Oh gosh, it looks so scary. It's called Hyosube. Oh, thank you for the kitty cow pillow. Thank you. Isn't it so cute? I love it. Okay, so this is what the Hyosube look like. Very, uncanny valley. Okay. Hyosube, translation, it's onomatopoeic. It's written with characters connotating warfare. Alternate names are Hyosue, Hyosubo, Hyosunbo, Hyosunbe. Habitat is rivers and streams, found primarily on Kyushu and in West Japan. Its diet, it's omnivorous and prefers eggplants. Oh my. Appearance, Hyosube are squat, hairy humanoids found mostly in the southern and western parts of Japan. Cousins of Kappa and Garappa, they are more savage and belligerent. Physically, they are short, with bald scalps, sharp claws, and a mouthful of sharp teeth, which are prominently visible due to the malicious smile they wear. Their skins are covered with a pelt of thick, greasy hair that gathers dust, oil, and dirt. Excuse me. Um, Excuse me. This repulsive pelt constantly sheds wherever they go. Their name is said to come from. I can't tell if that's a H or a B. Hyo Hyo, I think. Hyo Hyo call that they make. However, written in kanji, the characters have a martial connotation. Behavior. Hyosube live near rivers where they catch wild fish and generally keep away from humans. Their favorite food is eggplant. They are capable of devouring whole patches in the blink of an eye. Like Kappa, Hyosube love mischief and hate horses. They are generally more violent and malicious than their cousins, but they retain a strong sense of honor. Interactions. Hyosube are capricious, insolent, and extremely dangerous. Simply looking at a Hyosube can cause a terrible and contagious fever, which can spread and turn into an epidemic. Hyosube cackle with an evil laughter, which is also contagious. An unlucky person who hears a Hyosube laugh and who laughs himself will be struck with fever and die within hours. A Hyosube's thick hair builds up with dirt and grime. They love nothing more than to sneak into houses at night and slip into the bathtub. When a Hyosube finds a bathtub it likes, it often returns every night, leaving behind a thick scum of greasy body hair and a horrible stench. My laugh is also so awful that it unalives people. No. No. That is lies. Your laugh is so beautiful and angelic and music to my ears. Once, the unlucky owner of such a house emptied the bathwater and threw out the hair and grease. This angered the Hyosube so much that it slaughtered the owner's horse the next night. When another unfortunate dumped his bathtub and some Hyosube hairs accidentally landed on a nearby horse, the animal promptly dropped dead. In yet another tale, a woman spied on a Hyosube ravaging her eggplant garden. The next morning her entire body had turned purple. She died soon after. Hyosube are occasionally honored at local Shinto shrines, usually worshipped as gods of war for some military service performed for villagers in the past. Farmers living in areas inhabited by Hyosube often leave offerings of the first eggplants of the harvest in hopes that the Hyosube will spare their fields for the remainder of the year. Those who do not leave offerings can find their fields trampled. Oh my. Well, I would not want to be an eggplant farmer then. No, no, no. Nothing to attract them, the Hyosubes. Wow, you could see my legs. That was funny. Okay. Alright, let's scroll back up so we can see them while I read from the book. In the book they look so much scarier. Oh my god. So scary. Okay. In Toriyama Sakin's illustrations of a demon horde's night parade, as well as in the demon picture hand scrolls, illustrated in Illustrated Scroll of a Mysterious Horde by Sawaki Sushi from 1737 at the Fukuoka Art Museum, and in pictures of monsters in the collection of the Harold B. Lee Library, Brigham Young University. The Hyosube is presented as a somewhat ludicrous looking creature that has an abundance of body hair but a bald head. It is purportedly related to Kappa, which are water sprites, and has sharp teeth, long fingers and toes with sharp claws, but minus the webbing. According to folklore, the Hyosube mainly lives in Kyushu, where it is known to like taking a bath in private houses, and would then leave the bath full of hair. Sakin seems to elude this since he shows the Hyosube standing on a veranda outside a bathroom. Hyosube purportedly likes eggplants, which is why there is a custom of offering them the first crop of the season. The origin of the name Hyosube is unclear, but one theory is that it derives from the hyo-hyo cry that Hyosube emit when they go back and forth between rivers and mountains. Another theory has them originate as battle gods in China. A third theory places their origin in the year 760s when the Kasuga Grand Shrine was built in Nara. The chief craftsman had used a secret spell to awaken a doll to help his workers with the construction of the shrine, but when the work was complete, it was tossed in the river and began to attack people. Tachibana Shimara Maru, the first assistant to the Minister of War, appeased it, and it thus became known as Hyosube. I gotta head off, hun. See you later. Bye, B. Thank you so much for stopping by. Good night, good night. Rengar's being a brat. But yes, Hyosube are... excuse me. I wouldn't want one. I would not want to ever see one. If I had a farm, I would not have eggplants. Okay, next up we have Ikuchi. Wow, it looks so cool. Hi, Rengar. I think he just wants attention. Okay. But do you see this? It's like a giant sea monster. It's easily wrapping its body around this ship. Oh my gosh. Oh my, okay. Okay, let's read. The Ikuchi. Translation none. That's just the name for this monster. Alternate names are Ayakashi and Ikuji. Its habitat is open seas. Diet is unknown, but it is big enough to eat anything it wants. Oh my. Appearance. Ikuchi are colossal sea monsters that roam the open seas off the coasts of Japan. They appear in numerous stories from the Edo period, where they are described as enormous fish or monstrous serpents of some kind. Their bodies are covered in a slippery oil which sheds as they swim the ocean. Interactions. When an Ikuchi's path crosses a boat, the sea monster envelops the boat in its tentacle-like body. It slithers over the sides and across the deck, slowly sliding its whole body over the boat. Ikuchi are so long, many kilometers by some accounts, that it can take hours for an entire one to slither over a boat. On a few occasions, boats have been tangled up in this monster for days. During this time, sailors must constantly bail the monster's oily slime off of the deck to avoid being capsized by the heavy goo. Origin. An Ikuchi is depicted in Toriyama Sekin's bestiary Konjaku Hyaki Shui, where it is called Ayakashi. This yokai is often referred to by that name. Ayakashi is more commonly used as a term for other strange creatures and supernatural phenomena, and has nothing in particular to do with Ikuchi. Toriyama Sekin may have just been listing the Ikuchi as an example of an Ayakashi. For whatever reason, the name stuck. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Well, I'm already terrified of the ocean, as is. And you know how we only know like less than 100% of the ocean? What if this thing is real and it's really just out there somewhere? And we haven't seen it recently. I think that's so scary, but also really cool. I'm never gonna be in the ocean, so if it exists, then cool. I won't have to deal with it. Rengar, hi. I wonder if he'll stay on top of the cubbies. Never mind. Or yeah, he's fine. Okay. Now let's read from the book. One type of troublesome demon that is depicted above water is the Ikuchi. It is included in Toriyama Sakin's supplement to a demon horde from past and present, where it is mistakenly called Akashi. Although the Ikuchi is a snake-like creature, Sakin omitted its head, revealing only its body. The Ikuchi can wrap itself around ships, causing them to sink, and in this respect it resembles the Kraken, the legendary Scandinavian sea monster. In different parts of Japan, Sakin's Ayakashi may refer to ghost lights above the water or to the spirits of those who have died at sea, as well as to monsters not in the shape of snakes nor having tentacles. The unknown painter of the Hand Scroll, a collection of monsters in the archives of the Minneapolis Institute of Art, seems to have also mixed up the two water demons. He includes a snake-like demon that resembled Sakin's portrait but with a head, here named Bozu. The same applies to an identical-looking creature in the Hand Scroll Pictures of 100 Spirits in the collection of Oya Shobu. Bozu refers to a different type of water demon called Umibozu. Thank you so much for the follow. Please enjoy your stay. Another water demon in this scroll could, given its appearance, be Umibozu, but has been named Ayakase, which seems to be a variation of Sakin's Ayakashi. Oh, interesting. There's multiple water demons. What are you reading about? We just finished reading about Ikuchi, which is a giant sea monster. Very long. But in general, we are reading about yokai. Next up, we have Jikoku Dayu. Are these Japanese demons? Yes, they are. Do you have an interest in yokai as well? I love Japanese demons. Oh, really? Do you have a favorite one? If you do, I'd be more than happy to read about it on stream. I'm gonna drink some water. 1 second. Okay. But now we are on Jigoku Taiyu. Translation is Hell Courtesan. Appearance. Jigoku Taiyu is a legendary figure from Sakai, present-day Osaka. Her story takes place during the Muromachi period, but she first appears in literature and artwork during the Edo period, when novels and images depicting life in the red light districts were popular. Her legend is intertwined with that of the eccentric and iconoclastic Zen master Ikkyu, one of Japanese Buddhism's most influential figures who was known for his outrageous lifestyle. Excuse me. Legends. Long ago lived a young girl named Otoboshi, the daughter of a samurai. When her father was killed, she fled with her family into Mount Nyoi, but they were ambushed by bandits. Otoboshi was kidnapped and sold to a rich brothel owner in Sakai named Tamana. She was trained to become a yujo, an upper-class courtesan. Otoboshi grew up to be very beautiful. She was also intelligent and sharp-witted. Although her life was full of misfortune, she believed that her misfortunes were merely her karma, the result of things she did in her past lives. As a courtesan, she gave herself the name Jigoku, meaning hell, as a way of mocking her misfortunes. She wrapped her body in kimono decorated with skeletons, fire, and scenes from hell. She spoke with elegance and wit and recited poetry with such grace that those who heard her were instantly charmed. And in her heart, she constantly recited the name of Buddha, hoping to achieve salvation from her sins. Jigoku's grace and beauty and wit quickly distinguished her from the other courtesans. Her unique name also caused her to stand out from competing courtesans who had flowery names like Hotoke Gozen, meaning Lady Buddha. Jigoku quickly rose to the rank of Taiyu, the highest rank possible for a courtesan. Word of this strange woman caught the attention of Ikkyu, a Zen monk. He visited the Takasu pleasure district of Sakai and went to the Tamana brothel to seek out the peculiar courtesan whom he had heard so much about. When Ikkyu appeared before Jigoku, she recited a poem to him. Sankyo seba Miyama no oku ni Sumeyokashi Kokoba Yukio no Sakai Shikaki ni, which translates to, if you live in the mountains, it is best to stay deep in the mountains. This place is close to the border of the floating world. The poem was rich in metaphor and multi-layered, playing on the word Sakai, border, and Sakai, the city. Ikkyu did not miss what Jigoku was implying. She was asking what a monk like him, who ordinarily should not leave his temple deep in the mountains, was doing on the edge of a pleasure district of the floating world, of sorrow and grief from which Buddhists seek escape. Intrigued, Ikkyu replied with a poem of his own. Ikkyu ga mi wo bami hodo ni omowaneba ichi mo yamaga mo onaji jusho yo, which translates to, as for me, this body I have means nothing to me. A city and a mountain retreat are both the same place. Excuse me. He implied that, as a Zen priest, he has no attachment to his body, and therefore it makes no difference if he comes to a brothel. To the enlightened, the body does not truly exist, nor is there any intrinsic difference between a brothel and a temple. There are one and the same. He followed up with another poem. Kikishi yori mite otoroshiki jikoku kana. Seeing hell in person is much more terrifying than hearing about it. Jigoku understood that Ikkyu was really explaining that he came specifically to see her, and complimenting her on her terrifying beauty and wit. Jigoku finished his poem for him. Shi ni kuru hito no ochizaru banashi. There is none who dies who does not fall into hell. Her poem, while playing on Buddhist themes, simultaneously implied that everyone who sees her falls in love with her. Jigoku admitted that Shikoku admitted Ikkyu into her presence. She offered him a vegetarian meal appropriate for a monk. Ikkyu refused and instead asked for sake and carp. Jigoku became suspicious. Monks were forbidden from indulging in alcohol, meats, and this man certainly did not appear to be a monk. She had girls sent to Ikkyu to test his true character. The girls sang, played drums and flute, and danced for Ikkyu. The monk enjoyed the performance and joined them in celebration. Jigoku listened to the performance in secret from the next room. Suddenly, she noticed something odd about the shadows on the paper doors. She peeked into the room and saw that all of the dancers had turned into skeletons, reveling together in the music. When Jigoku re-entered the room, everything had turned back to normal. Oh my goodness! Lady Natsumi Aya, thank you so much for the raid. Oh my goodness, thank you. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome, welcome. Not the Chad Guru in the middle of that. We are currently reading about yokai. Right now we are on Jigoku Taiyu, which translates to Hell Courtesan. So, I hope you're all in a spooky mood. Stream was good. I am sick, so short stream. Oh no. Well, I'm glad you had a good stream, but please get some rest and feel free to take care of yourself. No need to stick around too long. I really hope you feel better. But again, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Okay. Let's continue reading. Ikkyu partied until he passed out. In the middle of the night, the monk awoke and went to the veranda where, having indulged too much, he vomited into the lake. When the vomit hit the water, the carp that Ikkyu had eaten turned into a live fish. Jigoku witnessed this too. I lurk and play with my friend. Oh, okay. Have a good lurk and have fun. The following morning, Jigoku asked Ikkyu if she was dreaming, and told him about the things she saw the previous night. Ikkyu taught her about heaven and hell, and how looks can be deceiving. He explained to her, when are we not in a dream? When are we not skeletons? We are all just skeletons wrapped with flesh, patterned male and female. When our breath expires, our skin ruptures, our gender disappears, and superior and inferior are indistinguishable. Beneath the skin of the person we caress today, there is no more than a skeleton propping up the flesh. Think about it. High and low, young and old, male and female, it is all the same. If you awaken to this one basic truth, you understand. Jigoku vowed to renounce her profession and become a nun, but Ikkyu told her to remain a courtesan. He told her that she should find her own way to enlightenment, that religion is hypocritical, and a prostitute is more worthy than a nun. From that moment, Jigoku became Ikkyu's student. She remained in her brothel, and Ikkyu visited her time and time again to meditate and pray with her. She came to understand that all people are merely skeletons and bags of flesh, and she found peace. She continued to work as a prostitute and gave generously to charity. She meditated and prayed every day, and eventually achieved enlightenment. Like many courtesans, Jigoku became ill and died at a young age. Ikkyu was by her side at her death. Her final poem expressed her last act of compassion. Ware shinaba, yaku no uzumuna, no ni sutete, uetara inu no hara wo kyoyasen yo. Which translates to, when I die, do not burn me or bury me. Throw me into a field so that I may feed the starving dogs. Ikkyu lay her to rest in a field as she wished, and then built a grave for her in Gomeda Temple in the nearby village of Yagi. Wow. She is a very interesting person. Okay, wow. I liked her story. I'm gonna drink some more water. Okay. Now let's read from the book. The eccentric Zen priest Ikkyu Sojin, the 47th abbot of the Daitokuji Temple in Kyoto, wandered the country for many years to spread the word of Buddhism and to assist believers in their path to achieve enlightenment. According to the legend, Ikkyu visited brothels during his lifetime and once entered into a conversation with a courtesan named Jigoku, meaning hell. The encounter was later singled out by popular writers like Santo Kyoden in his book, as well as playwrights like Kawatake Mokuami, who turned the story into the kabuki play. Identified as Jigoku Dayu, indicating the highest rank of courtesan, the hell courtesan began to appear more frequently in Japanese woodblock prints from the mid-1840s. Characteristic of her rank, she wore many layers of clothing. Her outer robe was decorated in motifs that related to Buddhist hell, which usually included a portrait of Enma, the king of hell. This is the case in Utagawa Kunisada's portrait from 1861, which shows her also with the appropriate extravagant coiffure and holding a fly whisk used to drive away insects when a person is meditating. Kunisada placed her in a chair typical of those used by high-ranking priests. Jigoku Dayu was a subject particularly dear to the artist Kawanabe Kyosai, who designed a remarkable woodblock print of her in 1874. He depicts her having a nap and dreaming of skeletons that play music, dance, play go, frolic, carouse, drink, and knock over headstones as they assist one another to climb out of graves. Kyosai subsequently used this theme in paintings in which he omitted the many golden hair needles that would indicate the Hell courtesan's high rank. Okay. Oh, I think that's good. That's good for Jikoku Taiyu. Okay. Let's see who's next. Kamai Tachi? Is that on this website? Nope. Also known as Sickle Weasel. Maybe that'll pop up? Maybe if I spell weasel right. Oh. Maybe this is it? Oh my gosh, I hate when it does that. When it says there's no results, but all I have to do is put a space between the name or leave out an apostrophe. It's fine. Good thing we were able to find it though. Okay. Kama Itachi, translation, sickle weasel. Excuse me. Habitats, primarily the Japan Alps, but potentially, anywhere that weasels are found. Diets carnivorous, feeds on small wild animals. Oh, hello, LOL Gaming. How are you doing? So good to see you again. We are reading about yokai. Currently we are on Kama Itachi, which are sickle weasels. Appearance. The mountainous regions of Yamanashi, Nagano, and Niigata are known for a particularly meddlesome kind of Itachi. In these areas, grandparents warn their grandchildren to beware of Kama Itachi or sickle weasels. These Itachi have learned to ride the swirling whirlwinds of this cold region. They have claws as strong as steel and as sharp as razors. Their fur is spiny like a hedgehog, and they bark like a dog. They move so quickly that they are invisible to the naked eye. They come and go with the wind. Interactions. Kama Itachi travel and attack in threes, striking out at people from thin air. The first Kama Itachi slices at its victim's legs, knocking him to the ground. The second one uses its fore and hind legs to slice up the prone victim with thousands of dreadful cuts. The third one then applies a magical salve which heals up the majority of the wounds instantly, so that none of them proves fatal. It is said that the Kama Itachi strikes with such precision that it can carve out entire chunks of flesh from its victims without spilling even a drop of blood. Wow. The attack and the healing happen so fast that the victim cannot perceive them. From his perspective, he merely trips and gets up with a bit of pain and a few scratches here and there. Oh, wow. Origin. One theory about the Kama Itachi's origin is that it is only a joke, a play on words based on a sword fighting stance known as Kame Tachi. However, legends of an invisible beast that ride the wind and attack humans in a similar manner are found in all regions of Japan, and the sickle weasel remains a popular explanation. Oh wow. Excuse me. That's funny though. If you ever trip over it and you wonder why, like how did that happen? It might be the Kama Itachi. Okay, let's read about it a little bit more in the book. Japanese folklore puts the blame for any inexplicable or deliberately hidden scratch on one's skin on the Kama Itachi, the sickle weasel. Often there is no pain associated with these scratches, but since they appear instantly and for no reason, the Kama Itachi is associated with the phenomenon of a whirlwind, or dust devil, that suddenly whips up. The belief in the Kama Itachi is widespread in Japan, especially in the snow country of the main island of Honshu. Kama Itachi are considered to be Japanese weasels, with claws as sharp as sickles, instead of the usual written form. I can't read kanji. Bless you? Eh? Eh? Nani? Nani? Oh! You said island of Honshu. When did I read that? Oh, Honshu. You're funny. Oh my gosh. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Okay, where was I? Well, I guess that's it for Kama Itachi. Who's next? Oh gosh, it looks terrifying. It's called Kamikiri. Kamikiri, Kamikiri, Kamikiri. I'm trying to summon it. Oh, ew. Do you see this thing? Oh my gosh. It's so bird-like with a human body. Funny looking, yeah. It has scissors for hands. Kamikiri. Translation, hair cutter. Habitats, urban areas, dark alleys, toilets, bedrooms. Diet, human hair. Appearance. Kamikiri are a kind of magical arthropod with a scissor-like beak and hands like razors. They are small and capable of sneaking quietly through open windows and doors without alerting their victims. Behavior. A kamikiri's modus operandi is simple. Sneaking about at night and cutting a person's hair off, suddenly and unexpectedly. They hide under the roof tiles and wait for unsuspecting prey to pass by. Kamikiris are indiscriminate in their attacks. They go after anyone with hair, men and women. One of Stitch's cousins does the same thing. Oh my goodness. so cute. Bro, did that door just close behind you? What? Yes, it's been opening and closing. Lots of spooky things are going on in the background. mm. They go after anyone with hair, men and women, servants, and aristocrats. Kamikiri strike in urban areas. They stalk alleys, bathrooms, or other out-of-the-way places. In many cases, the strike goes completely unnoticed until later, when a mop of cut hair is found lying in the street, or friends and family point out the victim's striking new hairstyle. Often, the victim is asleep in bed when the kamikiri attacks. In the days when long hair was the only fashion in Japan, kamikiri was a terrifying apparition indeed, particularly in high-class urban areas. These days, with the wide variety of hairstyles, including short hair, kamikiri are no longer feared as they once were. Aside from random malicious attacks, it is said that kamikiri strikes are sometimes a sign that the victim is about to unknowingly marry a yokai. While these couplings are uncommon, there are a number of stories of kitsune and other shape changers tricking unsuspecting men into marrying them. Because these improper marriages often end in catastrophe, helpful kamikiri interfere in hopes that the wedding will be called off. Legends. One account of a kamikiri attack was printed in a newspaper as follows. May 20th. Oh, that's a day before my birthday. Oh my gosh. May 20th, 1874, about 9 p.m., in a neighborhood of Tokyo, a servant girl named Jin left her master's mansion to use the outhouse. She suddenly felt a ghostly chill, and a moment later her hair felt disheveled about her face as her long ponytail was lopped off at the base. Jin panicked and rushed to a neighbor's house where she promptly fainted. The neighbors investigated the outhouse and discovered Jin's severed hair strewn about the floor. Afterwards, Jin became sick from stress and returned to live with her family in the countryside. Nobody ever used that outhouse again. Oh my, I wouldn't either. Okay, let's read from the book now about the kamikiri. According to rumors that circulated in urban areas during the 17th to 19th century, the kamikiri is said to secretly and suddenly cut a person's hair. It was common for both men and women to keep their hair tied back. While walking home at night, it would sometimes get cut at the tie and left in the street, the victim only noticing this after arriving home. While the kamikiri appears in literature, it is fairly rare in the arts, and Toriyama Sekin does not include it in his 4 books. It is featured, however, in some of the hand scrolls that show an assortment of demons, but not in the one in the collection of the Minneapolis Institute of Art. Oh, thank you so much for the flowers. So kind, thank you. In Japanese society at that time, long, luxurious female hair conveyed information about a woman's social position, wealth, and marital status, as well as age, while men's top knots revealed information on their status and profession. Women and men would only cut their hair when becoming a nun or taking the tonsure. Losing one's hair would be a symbolic experience and quite a traumatic one. Oh my, yeah. Oh my gosh. The kappa is next. It's the kappa. Oh my god. um, there's multiple? Oh, no, just this one. Okay. Okay. Oh my gosh. 1 second. Okay. Hi. This is a kappa. Its translation is... Oh, jump scare. Sorry. I had to clear my throat. Translation is river child. Alternate names are Kawataro and Kawako. Habitat is rivers, lakes, ponds, waterways, cisterns, wells, also found throughout Japan. Diet, it's omnivorous. I said that right, I think. It prefers cucumbers and human entrails. Oh gosh. Appearance. Kappa are aquatic reptilian humanoids who inhabit the rivers and streams flowing over Japan. Clumsy on land, they are at home in the water and thrive during warm months. Kappa are generally the size and shape of a human child, yet, despite their small stature, they are physically stronger than a grown man. Their scaly skin ranges from a deep earthy green to bright reds and even blue. Kappa bodies are built for swimming. They have webbed, thumbless hands and feet, a turtle-like beak and shell, and an elastic waterproof skin that reeks of fish and is said to be removable. Other inhuman traits include three, where food exits your body that allow them to pass 3 times as much gas as humans. Oh god. And 4 arms attached to one another inside of their shells. Pulling on one arm lengthens it while the other arm contracts. But their most distinguishing characteristic is a dish-like depression that lies on top of their skulls. This dish is the source of a kappa's power and must be kept filled with water at all times. Should the water be spilled and the dish dry up, the kappa will be unable to move. It may even die. Oh wow. Behavior. While younger kappa are frequently found in family groups, adult kappa live solitary lives. However, it is common for kappa to befriend other yokai and sometimes even people. Possessed of a keen intelligence, kappa are one of the few yokai able to learn human languages. They are highly knowledgeable about medicine and the art of setting bones. According to legend, friendly kappa taught these skills to humans. For fun, they love causing mischief, practicing martial arts like sumo wrestling and playing games of skill like shogi. Kappa are proud and stubborn, but also fiercely honorable, They never break a promise. Kappa will eat almost anything, but they are particularly fond of two foods: cucumbers and raw innards, particularly human entrails. Interactions. Kappa are revered in Shinto as a kind of water god. It is not uncommon to see offerings of cucumbers made at riverbanks by devout humans. In return, Kappa help people by irrigating fields, befriending lonely children, or competing with adults in sports and games. Raw what? Innards? Kappa can also be crass and dangerous. Oh no, what in the world? I just read the line? Yeah. They're nasty. But it's so funny, because cucumbers and then that are their favorite foods. Like, what? How does that make sense? Kappa can also be crass and dangerous. Lakes and rivers where they live are often marked with warning signs. Kappa particularly despise cows and horses and will attack the animals for no reason at all. Mischievous by nature, they loudly pass gas in public and love to peek up women's kimonos. Sometimes their mischief turns violent. Kappa have been known to kidnap or do something really bad to women and kill people. A Kappa's preferred method of attack is to drown its victims, to bite them to death underwater. Kappa also devour humans alive. Usually they go for the rear end to get at the Shirikodama, a mythical ball of flesh located just inside that place. In the water, there is no escape for anyone who crosses a Kappa. On land, however, it is possible to outwit one. The honorable Kappa will feel obliged to return a bow. If it can be tricked into bowing so low that the water in its dish spills out, it can be overcome. Once bested, Kappa have been made to swear loyalty and friendship to their victor for the rest of their lives. Oh my, Kappas are something. They're something. Okay, let's read in the book. A Kappa? What is it with them and human? Yeah. What did it say? It said something about that being where the Shirikodama, a mythical ball of flesh, is located there. I guess that's why they are hungry for it. So weird. A Kappa, literally meaning river child, is a child-sized humanoid demon that lives in water. Although it bears some resemblance to a frog, it has water-filled depression on the top of its head. If that is damaged and begins to leak, the Kappa is weakened. Kappa have webbed hands and feet, a short beak, and sometimes a tortoise shell back. The Kappa is known by other names such as Kawataro in other regions of Japan. These imps, or water sprites, lurk in murky water, and when they attack humans who are swimming, they remove the Shirikodama, a mythical organ believed to be the source of life, from the victims. So, like, are these animals in Australia, or... No, they're in Japan, apparently. Oh, goodness. I wouldn't be surprised if they made it to Australia, though. Kappa then either eat the Shirikodama or hand it over to the Dragon King as tax. Oh, they have to pay taxes. Oh my gosh. Mm, okay. Basically, everything in the book says what we just read. So, let's go on to the next one now that we're done with the kappa. Let's see. Kasha, which means burning chariot. Oh, there it is. What's this one below it? That looks silly. Excuse me. Okay. Kasha, translation, fire cart. Habitat, populated areas. Diet is fresh human corpses. Appearance. Kasha are a type of bakeneko or monster cat. They are large, bipedal felines as large as or larger than a human. They are often accompanied by hellish flames or lightning. They like to appear during rainy or stormy weather, and most often during the night. Their name sometimes causes confusion with other yokai. While their name means fire cart, they do not use vehicles of any kind. Interactions. Kasha, being bakeneko, often live among humans, disguised as ordinary house cats or strays. However, they reveal their true form during funeral services when they leap down from rooftops to snatch corpses out of their coffins. Kasha are occasionally employed as messengers or servants of hell, in which case they are tasked with collecting the corpses of wicked humans, spiriting them off to hell for punishment. Other times they steal corpses for their own uses, either to animate as puppets or to eat. It is nearly impossible to retrieve a person's remains after they have been snatched by a kasha. This makes passing on to the next life difficult. The best defense is to be prepared. Temples in areas where kasha are said to prowl have devised unique ways of defending against these monster cats. In Yamagata, clever priests have taken to holding 2 funeral ceremonies for the deceased. The first ceremony is a fake. The casket is filled only with rocks, so if a kasha comes for the body, it will end up with nothing. The real ceremony takes place afterwards when the risk of a kasha encounter is lessened. In ehime, a head shaving razor may be placed on top of the coffin as against kasha. In Miyazaki, priests chant Baku ni wa kuwasen and Kashi ni wa kuwasen. Don't be eaten by a baku. Don't be eaten by a kasha. Twice times in front of the funeral procession in order to keep evil spirits away. In Okayama, the priests play a mayohachi, a type of cymbal used in religious ceremonies in order to keep the kasha away. Origin: kasha were once ordinary house cats. Like other animals, as they age in years and their tails grow longer, cats begin to develop magical powers. Some turn into bakeneko, more powerful cats turn into nekomata, and beyond that some turn into kasha. Fear of such demonic cats has long existed in Japan, and since ancient times. Folk wisdom tell us, don't let cats near dead bodies, and if a cat jumps over the coffin, the corpse inside the coffin will rise. Fears such as these have given rise to superstitious traditions such as cutting a cat's tail short in order to prevent it from learning magic. Wow. Oh, LOL Gaming has redeemed humming. Okay. enjoyed the humming. Thank you again for the redeem. Okay. Okay. Let's read what it says in the book about the kasha. Kasha, literally meaning burning chariot, refers to a vicious demon that usually pulls a chariot engulfed in flames and wind. It is a well-known demon throughout Japan and appears in many legends. The kasha can also occur in Bakemono Zukushi, hand scrolls that illustrate a selection of demons. In such hand scrolls, the demon pulling the chariot resembles an ogre. In other depictions, it is seen as a humanoid feline. Sakane also omitted the chariot in his kasha portrait, instead showing the demon carrying a corpse. The general belief is that a kasha appears at funerals and cemeteries, and because of its great strength can make its way through mourners. It can also ferociously open graves and steal corpses. However, it only chooses those who have died after a life full of sin. The kasha serves hell and deports the corpses there on its chariot. Okay, I think let's read one more, and then I'm probably gonna end stream after that. This one is called Kazenbo or Boka. Let's try Kazenbo. Oh, there it is. Oh, it looks so scary. Okay. I'm gonna drink some water first. Okay. Kazenbo, translation meaning monk in the flames. Habitat, Toribeyama, which is a mountain in Kyoto. Its diet is nothing. Appearance, Kazenbo is a ghostly apparition which resembles a monk wreathed in flames, being burnt alive. They appear on a mountain in Kyoto called Toribeyama, which has been used as a gravesite for many centuries. Behavior, Kazenbo appear occasionally to visitors to the mountain. They don't do anything harmful, but their horrific appearance is very disturbing. They materialize, appear to suffer in flames, which never completely consume them, and then disappear. Origin, during the Heian period, Toribeyama was an important burial ground and cremation site, especially for the nobility of the city. During major epidemics, many diseased bodies were burned there. It is said that there was an unending column of smoke rising from the mountain from all the burning bodies. Towards the end of the 10th century, a number of monks decided to offer themselves up in ritual sacrifice by fire. They believed that in doing so, they would rid themselves of their worldly attachments, along with their bodies, and achieve enlightenment. The ceremony was open to the public, and a large number of people came to witness the event. However, it would seem that a number of these priests did not actually achieve enlightenment. They must not have been able to truly give up their attachments to the material world, So now, instead, their ghosts are doomed to haunt Toribeyama, appearing in ghostly flames as beggar monks wreathed in the fires of ignorance and sin. Oh, wow. That's quite sad. Okay. Okay, let's read in the book. Baby rage? Is that what the burning monk looks like? Or are you saying it's sad? I do feel bad for them. Okay. The Kazenbo, literally meaning monk prior to fire, rarely appears in the visual arts of Japan, but when he does make an appearance, it is as an emaciated monk with a shaven head, who either wears a loincloth or is covered in rags. His body is engulfed in flames, which gives rise to his name. Toriyama Sekine includes the Kazenbo in his supplement to a demon horde from past and present, and explains in the accompanying text that the Kazenbo lives on Mount Toribe, better known as Toribeno, an area in the eastern part of Kyoto that has served as a burial ground since the Heian period. Sekine alludes to the practice of self-immolation common among some Buddhist monks who, because of their insecure life, were convinced that it was the only way to paradise. But the spirit of those who do not achieve this because of underlying regrets, become a kazenbo. This demon is rarely included in Bakemono's Zukushi hand scrolls that feature a variety of demons, but it does make an appearance in the hand scroll in the collection of the Minneapolis Institute of Art, where it is named Boka, literally meaning fire of the deceased. Very, very interesting. The Kazenbo is one I feel kind of sorry for. Anyways, that was so much fun. I had a lot of fun reading about yokai. I think let's find somebody to raid. Great job today, honey. Thank you. Thank you, baby. Who is live? Do we have any raid suggestions? Let's take a look. I think we're gonna raid Note VT. Oh, hi, Wakuzo. Hello. So good to see you again. I'm actually about to end stream, but we are raiding Note VT, if you know of them. Okay. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, or today, wherever you're from. Do we have a raid message? Yeah. here it is. Thank you for reminding me, actually. um, but yeah, that's the raid message. If anyone would like to copy and paste that while we raid. Thank you all so much for chatting, or lurking, just listening to me yap. I really appreciate it, and I really hope everyone enjoyed the stories. um, yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun, and now it is time to say goodbye and good night. So let's raid notes and let's send her lots of love, okay? Bye bye and good night.